Okay, let's kick things off. I will start with a précis of last session. For well, because it's a part two. You were on your way to Starbase 234 for some R&R, potentially a bit of skiing on the artificial ski slope there. When you were contacted by an admiral, Admiral Mbenga, who is a gentleman of African descent, who had a problem with a large object traveling into the triangle, through the triangle, and potentially into Federation space, that it was going to make landfall in about 38 years on a inhabited planet. The item was traveling at closest speed of light. I think it was about 9.89 or something. It was enough that the time dilation was about 1 to 7. And he wanted you to get there. Yes, it wasn't going to make landfall for 38 years, but everybody else was going to have detected it as well. And he suspected that the Orions and the Klingons and the Romulans and everybody else would take an interest in it. So he wanted you to get there first and see what was going on. You went there at Warp 8. You didn't get there first. When you arrived, there was already a Klingon ship and an Orion ship. The Klingon ship was captained by Captain Kresh, and the captain of the Orion ship was Captain Mortan. Neither of them seemed particularly helpful. You assessed the thing traveling at close speed of light and discovered a couple of problems with getting on board. If you were going at warp, you could bring yourself down to about the speed of light, which meant you were outpacing the thing. And if you went to impulse, you didn't have enough power to accelerate the ship up to a matching speed. So basically, there was no way you could match speeds with it. Your engineer, Mr. Henderson, Lieutenant Commander Henderson, I think, came up with a proposal which involved stopping the ship and transporting you aboard, with the minor point that if you were out by 10 nanoseconds, that'd be a displacement of about 30 meters. So he wanted to get it nanosecond precise so that you ended up where you were meant to be. If you missed by a millisecond, that was going to put you most of a kilometer out. And he aimed for the largest chamber and hoped for the best. He also was going to transport you several meters up. You communicated this plan. The other aspect of the plan was to get 6 people up to 0.98 light speed. Was going to take a lot of power, and the only thing you had on board to generate enough power rapidly enough was an antimatter explosion. So he had this wonderful idea about exploding a photon torpedo close to the ship and channeling the power into the teleport beam, which is great, but he did say that if there was too little power, you might lose some matter in transfer, and if there was too much, you might end up arriving at the epicenter of an antimatter explosion. So he had to finely calibrate it and weigh you very, very precisely, and tell you not to eat anything after he weighed you. You transmitted all this to Starfleet Command with your plan, etc. Where you are, there is a time lapse between. You're far enough away that a transmission to Starfleet Command would take about 40 minutes to get to them, and their response 40 minutes. They responded, said, yes, go ahead with the plan. Why don't you transport a small away team, 6 men, on board this generation ship? And in 2 days, you can take the Odysseus to the planet of its destination, see what's going on there, and get back, because you'll have about 2 weeks while they've got 2 days on the generation ship. The team that went to the generation ship consisted of all your primary characters plus the first officer, whilst the rest of the people went with the ship to this planet whose name I've forgotten. I'll tell you the name of the planet in a moment.
Planetoid.
Yes, that's the one. No, I've just got orbit generation ship. I'll look it up in a moment. The team that beamed to the generation ship had a minor mishap in that you fell a bit further than was expected. I seem to remember somebody injured themselves. Can't remember who.
No, we fell in water.
You did fall in water, yes. You
You
discovered that
leg.
that this is a living organism, this generation ship, and it has internal rivers, for all intents and purposes, of enzymatic fluid that does horrible things like eats organic matter and provides nutrients for the generation ship. Falling in it was not good. It rapidly started to burn your skin. You then discover that it had antibodies that marked things for destruction by its immune system. And the first officer was caked in some sort of photoluminescent stuff that has bonded itself to the protein in his skin, meaning it's not scrubbing off easily. You then met some primitives. Oh, I should mention that Admiral Mbeka was very, very clear that the Prime Directive might be in force if these people turned out to be primitives. So you met them, they had no idea about starships or anything outside the generation ship, and they wanted to know which caste you were, mentioned about 4 or 5 different castes. You told them that you were from the USS Odysseus, that was a starship, and that you were part of the United Federation of Planets, to which they were very confused.
If they could understand that we'd broken the Prime Directive, I'm sure they would have been upset about us.
Yes. You spent the night with them. Their shaman, for all intents and purposes, intends a pilgrimage to some sort of seer that is associated with the ship in some way. Meanwhile, the Odysseus went to... I'm going to remember the names of the planets. GM's notes.
Who got it? Oh, you got it. You didn't tell me that you got it.
Dakari and Dakara. The planet of Dakara, where the Dakari empires are. Cool. Went to Dakara and discovered that it was a world with a technology approximately equivalent to 18th century Earth, where there were at least 4 large empires, each of which had a number of colonies that were involved in an extended war involving cannons and ships. And there is one race that are proto-Tellarites that view all the other sentient races as subservient to them or lesser than them, and that the other species generally end up as being slaves. Sorry, Proto-Andorians, my apologies. The Tellarites are one of these slave races, yes. Or not slave races, but subservient races. You didn't really get close enough to discover much else about them.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
We were worried about telescopes.
And then on the generation ship, about a day after you arrived, there was a very loud explosion. The entire ship rocked. Well, you don't know if the entire ship rocked, but at least the section you're in rocked. Remembering that this generation ship is something like 10 kilometers long, if I remember correctly. It's actually in the player handouts for some reason. I didn't include that in the gym handouts. Yes. Player handouts. My apologies. 100 kilometers in length and 8 kilometers in diameter. It's quite big. So, there has been a loud explosion. Can you just confirm it was the primary characters entirely, wasn't it, that went over?
Did Rivera go over?
Rivera definitely went over. Rivera was not allowing the medics to go without him.
That does sound like him, yes.
Yes. Although he did very little last session. He just wandered around behind them for some reason.
Yeah. He just wandered around. Sorry, Kazi?
He acted like a lost puppy.
Bless him.
My character does kind of think of Rivera as an overeager puppy.
He totally is. He's an overeager puppy who is like, I'll snarl at you, I'm going to bite you. Oh, wait, you're nice. You can now tickle my tummy.
Yes.
I also feel like my character and Suven would get along fabulously.
We'll find out when the interview happens.
Also because they both have a low tolerance for bull, I think.
Well, shall we start with the title sequence?
Space. The final frontier. These are the voyages of the hospital ship Odysseus. Her mission, to heal the wounded, to aid the vulnerable, and to uphold the ideals of the Federation. On the borders of Federation space, in regions fraught with danger and opportunity, she boldly ventures to kindle hope on strange new worlds.
And apparently this is episode 7, so we've been at this for a while.
Ooh, exciting.
Why?
It doesn't really feel like episode 7, but apparently it is, so.
We did the first one in one shot, and then we've been breaking the remaining episodes into 2 parts.
Pretty much, yeah. So, you wake up, you are in the presence of Mirren, who is the person you first met on the generation ship. This race are, well, they have ridged foreheads, but they are not Klingon, and they're not Denobulan, although they have some similarities to both those races.
And they are properly blue.
They are definitely blue. And outside, after the crash, you can see that Amar, the keeper, is up, rousing people. There is something going on. There is something going on. Rouse the strangers. Nothing like this has happened before their arrival. They may be responsible.
I don't think we are, but we know who it could be. It could be.
We have some idea of a possible cause. Though it would be very long and complicated to explain.
In the room you're in, this little hut, there are 8 hammocks. They did leave you to have the hammocks if you wanted, and some of them were sleeping on the floors, but there are 8 people who sleep in this hut, and they're all getting up looking at you. They don't really outnumber you by very much. There's 6 of you, there's 8 of them. They outnumber you slightly.
I think this situation is going to turn very sour very quickly if we don't. If we either don't get away or contain this situation.
Mirren steps forward because he has been very much the spokesperson before strangers. Amar wishes you to see his judgment. I personally feel that you are fine, but Amar is, well,
Amar, that's the keeper, right?
Amar is the keeper. Yes, Mirren apparently is a tender, or of the Tender clan.
Okay.
Or,
Yeah.
sorry, the
No.
Tender sect.
Speaking to Amar is probably a good thing. Shran's got a question for him. Oh yeah. No, is Amar there now, or is he?
Amar is outside gathering the villagers. You can probably see him through the window.
Well,
He sort of
Well, brush your teeth, everyone. Let's look good for our execution.
Hold our heads up high.
Pretty much.
GM, could you remind me, what sort of weaponry have I seen these people having?
weaponry.
I don't think they've carried anything.
Oh, excellent. I have a medical instrument that looks like a phaser, and I'm just going to check that my medical instrument is set to stun.
Your Type 2 medical instrument.
Yes, my Type 2 medical instrument is set to stun
You
and
were
wide
like
beam.
handing a
Okay,
phaser by Kennedy because she had like 6 of them in her pack.
there were some very tight weight requirements because of the whole we're going to try and explode a photon torpedo to get you over, and weight is has to be very precise. And they allowed you a certain number of kilos each. I can't remember what it was. And in the end, you agreed you were going to take 5 Type 1 phasers and a Type 2. And they all went with Kennedy because you had to carry one of the
Transport enhancers.
transporter beacon
Yeah.
things.
Pattern
You've
hand-
got 3 transporter beacon pattern enhancer things that you will need intact for your departure.
Yes,
Excellent.
and Shran is most definitely carrying his Ushan Tor.
The other thing is your departure window is 1 nanosecond long. If you don't have them set up during that 1 nanosecond, you will not be transported out. But it's a day off at this point.
Yeah. In that case, Rivera's going to look over to Kennedy and going to be like, Kennedy, could you hand out the translation devices?
Fully. Everybody
Remember-
hide them under your shirts.
Remember, I need the specialized translation device.
Everyone is being handed their translation devices.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shran just takes a moment to shake his head at Rivera. I assume that one phrase you know in just about every language is peace through superior firepower.
No, I tend to learn the phrase trust but verify. It comes up useful.
One of the villagers comes in. He is wearing. You're beginning to recognise the casts here, and he is wearing the cast of the Makers. Strangers, if you follow me, Amar wishes to speak to you.
Come on, everybody, let's go.
Get your boots on.
Right.
And
And Kennedy had to replace her pants.
Amar is stood on the
That was
mossy field outside, surrounded by large sort of fungus mushroom type things. You actually begin to think it might be part of the ship. In fact, you think they're probably recycling the air in some way. Strangers, you claim to be from Odysseus, but there is a chance you are from Amunthar and have come to see disharmony.
We have no such purpose here.
I should warn you that if you are found to be disharmonious, we may be forced to ban you from our village.
Amar, a question for you. You mentioned taking a pilgrimage soon. How far is that How far is your destination?
It is one arc, maybe.
I think the answers to your
Dilemma.
and our quest may both be found there.
Would we know roughly how big an arc is?
You notice something which you didn't notice before. There is now a strong wind, or breeze, quite a stiff breeze, a weak wind actually, that is flowing through this area.
That's not good.
Have we felt a wind
Not good at
before?
all.
Not since you arrived. No, it was kind of very still.
Are we by any chance finding it a little bit more harder to breathe?
It's an enormous ship, so a small breach could be days, weeks.
Yeah, but
Nothing's
else
going to
with,
breach it.
talking
The outer
about-
wall is it was over 200 meters wide.
Oh, okay. So unlikely a breach to outer space then. Unless someone used a matter-antireaction, a matter-antimatter reaction very nearby, like a photon torpedo.
I think it
You
would
could
take
check.
so-
You've got tricorders. You've got 2 tricorders. No, 1 tricorder. Sorry. You have a single tricorder.
Rivera, do you want to scan and see if you can pick up any weapon signatures, whether the ship's been fired on, maybe?
You're Rivera.
Oh, I'm Rivera. The scanning engineering guy. What name is? Sorry, Rendell. There we are. Begin with
Rendell's not here.
Rendell's not here. No.
Rendell's not here.
Rendell had to do the transport.
Yeah, I had to make sure bad things didn't happen, and I was pretty good at it.
Ah,
I've got good tricorders.
Just remind me. It has been a week. Just remind me who was with you. So there was
I think we have
Kennedy Bianchi. There was Glenn Kennedy. There was Rivera. There was Shran. Who else was there? There was the first officer.
First officer, yeah.
Yeah, then there was Reese Lynch and the security guard. I can't.
Oh
remember.
yes, you're right. Which security guard was it again? It was.
It starts with Hugh.
Puppy.
Rivera, the puppy.
It was Hugh Surrey who was with you.
Usuri.
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Well, they're quite competent. They're going to be useful if stuff goes down.
My character has called Rivera a puppy to his face on multiple occasions. Once when she was medium levels of inebriated.
Well, that's always the time to do that.
Yes, and Shran has and at some point Shran called Rivera down to the sparring chamber and made sure Rivera knew exactly how he knew exactly that yes, Shran does know how to use that blade.
Excellent. That's good fun.
Oh yes.
Great entertainment.
So who's doing the scanning? Because you don't really have a science person. You've got some medics. You have 2 security people, and you have a first officer person. So who is doing the scanning?
Let's see now. I've got a science of 1, so it's probably not me.
Let me check what my science is.
I've got science of 4.
That probably.
That sounds like a winner.
I have a science of 3.
Okay, it looks like it's me. Right. Is it control science?
I think it's reason science.
Reason science, yep. Reason science.
And I don't think winter sports helps, or cybernetics, or surgery.
I'm going to get you, Declan, on that.
But biology works, and xenobiology works absolutely perfectly for scanning the interior of a living ship.
vessel.
Yes.
Ship. Yep. So I'll use a focus dice pool. I'll still keep it. Oh,
Oh,
how
that
much?
reminds me. Your momentum should start at 0, and my threat should. No, it's a two-parter. I'll just leave them as they were. So momentum back up to 2. Threat
So
back
we
down.
still got 2. Okay.
There.
Cool. I'll leave the momentum alone for now. So yeah, I'll just roll. Ooh,
Ooh, nice.
you can have 3 successes on that one.
Which is pretty good because it was a DC 0. So your momentum is now 5.
Nice.
You can spend that momentum for extra information.
Ooh. How much information? How many momentum?
A point per extra piece of information.
Ooh.
And I'll give it. There are a maximum of 3 additional pieces of information.
Okay. Well, what do we reckon, guys? 2?
Yeah, can do.
I think it's
Useful to know what's going on.
Yeah. Let's do that. 2 pieces, please. 2 pieces extra.
Okay. Well, the first thing you notice is that the pressure is about 99.7% of what it was yesterday, which does not look good. The pressure is definitely decreasing. You will probably also spot some radiation fallout from a potential matter-antimatter explosion somewhere. And you're not going to get that. Oh, and there is particulate matter in the air, metal particulate matter, that wasn't there yesterday.
Can I tell what metal it is?
You might, but I'm now going to go to memory alpha.
What if someone tried the same trick we did and didn't quite pull it off?
Ooh, or just a big boom.
I feel like we're going to have to fix that hole.
Something at a time.
If you want it, go on.
Now, what do I search on a memory alpha to get this particular piece of information that's very, very obscure?
Photon torpedo?
I don't want this one. I want the one above this one. I don't think you can get it. I think it's impossible.
No, memory alpha doesn't tell me. It's
Yeah, you probably will. You got the time.
no, just metal. A variety of metallic. It's polarized though.
Really? Did I just get like frozen?
Oh.
Polarized.
Why would it be polarized?
It kind of looks like it was.
Somebody was trying something.
The pressure, the slight dip in pressure, would that cause the wind that we're feeling?
Oh, hang on, it's deuteronium.
Metal.
It's a mixture of deuteronium, geranium, and that's a plant, isn't it? Apart from the fact it's spelled differently, and titanium. Yes, but this is with a D. And titanium. Yeah.
Okay.
And
well, that's
titanium.
what they build.
Starship hull.
Yeah, that's what they have on starships, but yeah, Declan, the dip in pressure, air pressure, would cause the wind that we're feeling.
That would make a lot of sense if the air was disappearing somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to fix the hull.
One thing at a time.
that's if there is a hole. It could be venting something. This is a living ship. I mean, not to sound gross, but could it be just defecating?
The villagers do look a bit concerned by the wind, as if they've never experienced such a thing before.
Oh, okay.
No. It would over a journey this long, it would have to be closed loop with something injecting new energy into the system. No, this feels like something got broken.
Negative, bro. Who cares about
Hmm.
If it's been travelling this long, it must have some sort of repair mechanism, but if someone's lobbed a torpedo at it, that probably has been overwhelmed.
Mirren and Solace step forward. Solace appearing to take the lead in this case. Keeper, my apologies, but something odd is going on. We need to do the ritual of calming the world. May I reference the holy book to find the right rituals for this? I do not know what this is, but the air moves, and we need to calm the world.
169. I said it's the only way. I never said that I would do that.
Last session, by the way, Craig, they figured out that calming the world is the way they describe maintenance activities, which they believe are rituals in their holy book, which actually appears to be some sort of maintenance manual for a living ship.
Some sort of operations manual. Well, that's handy.
So they believe they're performing holy rituals. And the book tells them basically when this occurs, this is the ritual to perform. Or at least that's the way they view it.
Yeah, when you first open the book, it says, "Welcome to the world of generation ships." Yeah.
Yeah, no, it comes with its own version of Clippy.
Comes with a CD-ROM in the back. Yeah.
Amar sort of nods. Go ahead. Consult the book. Okay, it sounds like you're trying to persuade Amar to let you go on the pilgrimage with him, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And also hurry up the timing.
Although, actually, you've probably got enough sensor information to actually figure out where the air is venting. Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Can we feel if it's like coming from behind us and just going that way, or is it all around us, almost like a whirlwind sort of thing, or?
Okay, I need you to imagine that this ship is rotating, so the gravity is towards the outside wall, and if you look directly above, you see land, okay? It's about 16 kilometers away, but you can still see land. A little bit hazy, but it's there. And as you walk around the outside, you will eventually get there. The breach is not very far after you or very far forward of you. It is actually in line with you, but it is approximately a quarter of the way round the ship. So it's sort of at right angles to you. At least that's what your tricorder is saying. But the air is very hazy around there. Interesting. The air around there is moving. You can sort of see from the way the plants are moving that the air around there is moving in a sort of vortex-like pattern.
If I look closely enough, can I spot condensation? Condensation?
Your vision's not that good.
Because if the air is being sucked out, then the local conditions should cause cloud formation.
Oh, that would make some degree of sense.
Because there would be moisture in the air, and suddenly the air is being pushed together into one place, so relative density will increase, and therefore precipitation will start to occur.
I can't argue with that. Yes, you can definitely see clouds forming.
Yeah, that looks like that might be our breach.
Yeah, also the way the sort of vortex is slowly starting to form is also giving you a feeling that there might be a bit of a breach there.
Yeah.
You're going to have one hell of a tornado in it.
Anyone remember? Hey, you guys have been on space stations and done like water showers? Yeah, that looks like a plug hole, doesn't it?
Yes.
That's the hole. Fabians to be used as laser welders in a pinch, but
So
this is a little.
We
Where's
need
a-
the Odysseus.
Where's a band-aid when you need one?
Well, if you think about
It was-
Odysseus, it's going to be
There was a word
11 light years away.
to act
That's a
for a
little
bit.
small.
I know. I was making a joke.
As your security expert, I'd advise against going towards the breach in life support.
First one being a negative.
Do we have a communicator with us?
Yes.
Actually,
Yes, you've got communicators.
How long did it take for a message to reach the Odysseus?
I don't
They're
think
not
our
going
communicators
to.
will be that strong.
They're not going to. It's 11 light years away.
Yeah.
And even if you
Yes.
did manage to reach Odysseus, it's probably heading back at full warp at the moment. Sorry, at warp 8 at the moment, which is still going to take it 7 days to get back. So
We better get. All right. All right. Yeah.
Is it the thing where once the Odysseus is in range, I send my communicator automatically sends a message?
do you want to make, since you're trying to use your communicator, do you want to make a reason engineering roll?
So I have
I don't think I have very good engineering.
Yeah,
It's
Ew.
difficulty 2. There is some momentum if you want to use it.
my biggest one is 6,002.
I can't use a focus. I'm going to use 1 determination.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Which,
Um, Which value?
Which one do you think, Daddy?
I'm not sure.
Discover the wonders of the universe, trust but verify. Good leaders get their hands dirty and children are not their parents.
Trust but verify would make sense if you were to double check what you were doing.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll with and use trust but verify.
Okay,
Yeah, so you
because
have
of
to reduce-
yeah. So choose 1 dice, but also
And
choose.
Oh, let me see if I can catch that fish. What did you say? I'm gonna catch it.
4 successes.
And that was using one of the momentum as well.
no,
Yeah, okay.
using the determination gets you 2 successes.
Ah,
I was using a momentum.
Oh, okay.
You're using a momentum
Uh,
and a determination. If you're using momentum and determination, that's right.
I didn't mean to. I meant to use fudging momentum.
Well, 4 successes is good. That gets you the information plus 2 momentum.
So I guess I'm just spending my determination. Which means I
Okay.
need to cross off trust but verify.
You can't get hold of the Odysseus, but there is subspace communication. There is a signal that is incredibly distorted on your communicator as well. It's the sort of stuff that Suven would sort out fairly quickly, being a communications officer.
Unfortunately, Suven is kind of a bit that way.
Yes. I mean, he's getting closer all the time.
Which ferret was that, Andrew?
That was Emmett.
Evan? Oh, Evan looks like a sweetheart.
In
He's
fact,
deaf.
for 1
Very
momentum, I'll
tiny
give you a bit
little
more
murder-
information on that.
Fuzzy little murder snakes. We had a ferret for a while before Cassie was born.
Bro, how can you do that?
We've got 5. So,
Do you want to spend 1 momentum for a bit more information?
Ooh, yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay. You can't get hold of the Odysseus, but there is a hail. It is distorted and it's very, very, very slow. It's like maybe 1/7 speed of a hail.
oh,
Can we set the tricorder to record the hail so we can play it back at what is to us normal speed later?
Yes, obviously.
Okay. It's from the Klingon ship Tavel. And Captain Karash is hoping to speak to the Federation team.
Why?
What does he have to? Does he have anything to say, or is he just saying, Hey, Federation guys.
It's their communication officer sending a standard hail at the moment.
You get the rest of this. I'm going to hand this to the my communicator, the first officer. Hey, we've got the Klingons on the line.
I love how you're channeling Suven. Like,
Not my pay grade.
Do you know what's on the communicator?
I don't tell him it's the Klingons.
There is enough distortion that you're not going to be able to hold a sort of audio communication. It's going to have to be messages of some description.
Yeah.
I guess I'll message to them. Hello. This is an OA team from the USS Odysseus, currently in this generation ship. What are you doing?
Please don't try to explode us again.
Cassie.
Okay, you receive a warped signal that your tricorder helps decode. That is from Captain Koresh and says something like, Federation team, what is the status? The Orion ship attempted to dock with the generation ship.
Okay,
Inform
I guess
the
I'll type.
Generation ship has a hull breach.
Okay, I guess I'll tell them. Hello. This generation ship currently has a hull breach. I also would not recommend photo docking of any ship or shuttle due to the fact that the velocity difference and temporal distortion would be extremely devastating.
Yeah, you get a response which says, we're not going to attempt to dock. We saw what had happened to the Orion ship, which is now scattered across several light minutes.
Well, hold on. So was that the Orion ship that we felt?
Based on...
Yeah.
Ooh, what the hell did they try to do?
They
They try to dock, which is what
Why?
we try to not do. Look, there were two options: the docking method and then the transporting method. And well, you see what happens.
Shran laughs. Shran is literally laughing at this point. He says, when I was at the academy, one of my classmates told me about a human tradition referred to as the Darwin Awards for people who removed themselves from the gene pool in
Virtually stupid ways.
impressively ridiculous ways. I think we have the first Orion candidates.
It truly was a choice they made. Maybe not the most tactical or intelligent one, but you know, look, we chose the transporter. And we will continue to use the transport.
There's another implication.
Problem.
The Klingon ship are not particularly sure what the Orions were trying to do. They got in very close and tried to launch a shuttle at point blank range. The explosion was spectacular. They suspect that the Orion's warp drive went critical.
They probably try to brute force the way with just pure speed. Unfortunate.
They attempted to pull a Fast and the Furious.
I don't know what that is, but that seems about accurate.
Car movie. Car movie series.
Any other messages we should send to them?
Any ideas on how to fix the hull breach?
We're continuing to investigate. Just tell them we're continuing to investigate the generation ship. The inhabitants do not seem to be hostile. Do not appear to be hostile.
All right. I guess I sent that. I messaged all of that to them.
Could you ask them? I'm thinking like you medical people would know more, but if a body gets an injury, like pain sensors in the brain light up. Could we ask them to try and scan where is now lighting up in the ship? Has power gone somewhere that it hadn't before?
Oh, like a spike in power, sort of. Yeah.
Like you punch a
Yeah,
human, there's a hit to cortisol levels in the brain.
Yeah, change in readings for the generation ship after the explosion.
Can people just see a black screen at the moment?
I can see one token of Dr.
I
Glenn
see
Roberts.
I see Glenn Roberts.
I
Dr.
don't
Glenn
see
Roberts
anything.
is there.
Robert.
Dr. Roberts is
In the
just
void.
floating out in space. He suddenly disappeared.
Right, let me just change some details of the token. I think the
No,
problem.
seeing that gave me vibes of when he was kidnapped. That's the vibe I got.
Oh, it's now a black. Where did you go, Dr. Roberts?
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Dr. Glenn Roberts, where did you go?
Yeah, I
I'm now
did
just
not.
thinking of,
I did not think that was going to happen. Sorry, go on, Craig.
if you've ever played Monster of the Week, I'm now just thinking of Dr. Glenn Roberts as the mundane who like gets XP for being kidnapped by the monsters.
I haven't played Monster of the Week, but that sounds like such a fun mechanic.
Monster of the
Ah,
Week.
right.
There we go.
One lady in the team.
Well, I can now see lots of plants and Dr.
Really?
Glenn Roberts.
I'm on vacation.
Oh, now there's now some other people.
I can't see the other people yet. I can see me.
I see the other people now.
I see
Um,
everybody.
not quite. There, team of 6.
Nope. I still see me.
You still see you.
Just me. Oh, now I can. There we go.
Alright.
Can you actually see who they are?
I
Because
can't
on
see the
cam-
names. Oh,
on the
unless I
camera
hover
things-
over them. Yeah.
Yeah. If you hover over them, it shows the name.
Yeah.
You didn't throw it in the thingy though.
Okay, let me fix that. Right, so do I have to do it individually?
Oh, Cassie, I don't like you anymore. I've got Cotton Eye Joe in my head now. I'm gonna go to bed with Cotton Eye Joe.
Begins.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get it stuck in your head. I just wanted to be a dork.
You don't have to try to be a dork. It kind of happens naturally.
Be silly and joke.
There's one more thing we can try.
You need to get Cotton Eye Joe stuck in your head, I swear.
Carbon crate. The luck is downhill.
If you like, I could sing the song that never ends.
It's gone downhill.
That'll get it
No,
out of your head.
I'll just watch Baby Shark or something later. Yeah.
Now
Oh,
Okay, first of all,
I'm also like
that is evil. Second of all, we want him to come back and play next week.
that squid didn't move.
Movie girl.
Okay, can we see all the names now?
I can. Yeah. Oh, is that number one?
Apart from the fact that Surrey is named number 1, which is a promotion, I think. That's at least in the Enterprise it would have been.
Number one.
There.
Yay!
Cool. Okay. The direction that Amar wants to go on his pilgrimage is quite different to the direction towards the breach. Now that you know where the breach is.
I don't think we really want to
do
go
we
to the
on the
breach.
pilgrimage direction, or do we go?
I think the pilgrimage direction. We don't have, if it's big enough to be lowering the air pressure on this entire ship, we don't have the materials. But we may
Yeah, we're more likely to just injure ourselves.
nudge its inherent repair systems to aid things. You may just need it may just need somebody to hit the reset button.
Or hit it with a holy wrench.
Are you sure you're not an engineer?
You're rude. Actually.
2 billion years.
All right then. So we go on the pilgrimage.
Yeah.
Whee! Pilgrimage, pilgrimage, pilgrimage.
Don't sing.
Yeah.
What am I not thinking? I have a better
Oh, we did-
voice than you.
We did find out that a day is what was it like 20 hours for this day per day? Or am I thinking of something completely different?
Oh, you're talking about like how the time dilation differences. Of
Yeah. Oh no, just the time that like between going to bed each time. Having to wake up. I'm just wondering, unless I'm just remembering something completely different.
Yeah, when they went, there was about 4 hours of nighttime of sort of left when you arrived in the village.
Right.
If that makes any difference, their day is about the same as your day, just for
Okay.
convenience sake.
How long does this pilgrimage take?
About a day,
From
I think.
Was it? Did he say an arc or something?
it's an arc, and for them there are 12 arcs around the ship. So in actual fact, it's not very far.
Oh, an arc is a distance, not a time. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Just very quick.
Right. So who's obviously we can't lead this pilgrimage. We're gonna have to let them lead the way, I suppose.
Yep. So it's just Tamar leading,
Excuse me.
and I've just managed to lose his token. Where was it?
Imagine if Ninja got a. Oh my god, I nearly.
Typical. I've managed to lose his token. Right. Okay. For the moment, I'll just use a different token entirely for him.
I swear.
NPCs.
Another part.
Okay. I'm just going to use Klingon Veteran for Amar for the moment. He leads you off in the direction of his pilgrimage, which appears to be towards the back of the ship, aft if you prefer, which he tells you is towards the knowledge keeper.
You see any yellow?
Just going to try and ask my son to be a little less noisy.
Keep it down.
Knock it off.
I'm not quite sure if you could hear him. Being
Oh yeah,
so-
we could start to hear him. Yeah.
I hear him every once in a while, but I kind of thought for a second that was me for some reason. It was like
Cool.
feedback.
As you start heading out, you pass one of these plants, and as you are passing it, there are a number of little sort of vents in the side, and the minute you pass, a large number of spores are suddenly drawn towards the first officer.
Scheiße!
The whole thing shivers.
Can I dive in front of the first officer?
You can indeed dive in front of the first officer if you want.
Rivera, no.
I'm not. I'm moving away.
And kind of, and as can I like try and push him back as well?
You can.
What's that?
What?
A lot of things suddenly start coming out of the ground round here.
I'm taking a good step back.
That's not good.
It's an ambush.
I think
Ready
I think
phasers.
we need more hustling.
Everybody bucket.
Does this happen a
Those
lot?
mini ones. No.
They're round there. There are several small ones and a couple of bigger ones.
Survey, protect the first officer.
They are definitely scuttling towards the first officer. Okay, what are you doing to protect? Oh, you're telling Surrey to.
Yeah.
Okay, what is Surrey going to do?
Can Husuri take the first officer and run with him? While we figure out
Nick,
how
you're
I'm
playing
the
the
first
first
officer.
officer. How do you
I
feel
know.
that's me grabbing you and running with you?
I think in most situations, I probably would have resisted. And this situation where we're in foreign territory, I've
Actually,
had mysterious liquid
move you all
on
in
me
from the
for a
center.
while. So, you know what?
It'd be easier
This
if
is
you were
completely
further in,
valid.
so there.
This is
Okay.
completely valid.
So Surrey is going to grab you and start running that way. As you turn to run that way, you spot. Not that. Why is that showing no creature? Prototype token. Fix the appearance. I tested all these. Right, I fixed the appearance. Right. This thing.
Nope. It's a ghoul. It's a ghost.
it's spooky.
Right.
The
Attempt number 3.
shadow.
This thing coming out of the ground.
Oh.
It's
Look like a goddamn tapeworm.
it's sort of like that.
Well, that's
That's a
horrid.
lot of. That's a
Don't
lot of
like
teeth.
that.
And it is immediately fixating on the first officer.
Why?
Why? Because the first officer is covered in the stuff that says he's a foreign creature that the immune system needs to deal with.
Oh.
Help.
He's been identified as a
Help.
As a threat.
threat.
But
Hasuri has grabbed you and is pulling you in that direction until you suddenly spot this thing coming out of the ground.
Okay, that's all right. Husuri's really good at killing things in close quarters, so we can leave that up to them. Could
I would say, can't Reese just take his clothes off?
It was bonded to the proteins in his skin.
Ah,
So,
yeah, fair enough, yeah.
yes, he could definitely take his clothes off, but I'm not sure it helps.
That's fine.
could it reduce it though? Like, did
It
Did
I,
this
I
thing
might
go
be able to
through
use
the
it as
clothes?
distraction.
Hang on, one at a
No,
time.
I just go with a laugh.
So did the thing go through his clothes, or is it only his
Hey, I'm
exposed
putting
skin that
it
got
in
covered with it?
I know. But keep it
Um,
clean.
Some of it went through his clothes. His clothes are definitely also marked.
Can we use his clothes as a distraction?
I mean, throwing your clothes at the thing, if they're impregnated with this, might work.
Even if it's just for a little bit, it'll distract him. Yeah. It might not know who to go for.
I could just like throw it over here.
Yeah.
It's like that thing
Okay.
has split in half.
Oh my god, it's multiplying. We'll send more to kill it. Yeah.
Are you lobbing your clothes over there as a distraction?
Roughly, yeah.
Reese running around butt naked.
Okay. I can only imagine that you can pull your jacket off quickly. I can't imagine you pull your undershirt
I'd
off.
say
Yeah.
it's just like whatever I can just instantly.
Yeah.
It
I mean-
sounds
Jack.
daring. I think daring security potentially.
Hasuri does have claws.
You're gonna rip him everything off him. Oh dear.
Oh, she's vacation, isn't she?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try and keep it PG or PG-13.
Like, there's no reason why they would have penetrated through to his underwear, so we can just leave him in his underwear.
So it's an attempt to distract this creature here. One success.
Good state on YouTube, such as Mr. Beast and Scam Artist.
Yeah, this creature is heading that way after the clothes.
Nice.
Okay. So their action, and it is going that way. Lincoln Rivera has acted, Cerise acted, and Reese Lynch has acted, lobbing his clothes. What are the other three doing?
In it.
Yes, running with the security, with the first officer,
Booking it towards the pilgrimage.
pulling out my knife in case something needs stabbing. I don't think phasers are quite appropriate yet.
Cool.
Prime directive.
Hey, medical people, how does the body deal with this? Like, if you want something not to be attacked by the immune system, what do you do, like, in a small body?
Medication more normally.
Well, could we
Yeah,
do that?
We haven't
You do
got
what,
any
sorry?
medication, have we?
Hey, would I reasonably have
Would-
immune suppressants on me?
No. That would be a sick bay level item.
And you travelled pretty light, so
I have far less of my usual wide variety of hypos.
it sounds like Dr. Glenn Roberts is trailing at the back because last acting.
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking whether, because it's obviously been, Reese has been identified as something threatening, and the antibody has come out to get rid of it. Now, I'm just thinking if there's a medical way of saying that this is now being dealt with, don't bother. Can I create an
That sounds like
antibody?
sounds like a reason medicine role with with xenobiology.
Xenobiology.
Xenobotany.
Yeah.
As a focus. Whilst you're doing that, you're thinking about this and trying to figure it out. So you
Yep.
probably spot these things as well.
Oh no.
Trying to kill us.
More
God
Over
damn.
there.
I would have stayed at the back because Missouri is taking the lead and they're getting the first officer out. So I'm going to hang back with whoever is at the back with us.
Ooh. Okay.
Toronto is voting with his feet.
All right.
Are we
Is
dragging the keeper of knowledge, the keeper with us?
The keeper is plodding along behind you. Actually, he's fairly healthy. But he is elderly, so he's storming along behind you.
how much momentum have we got?
3.
3. Can I spend 1 momentum to add another one die to my pool?
Of course you can.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
Spent
it
for you.
was
Reason medicine.
reason medicine. There we go. 4 successes.
4 successes.
Nice.
Okay,
Unless it was a DC 5.
you can spend 2 successes for a success. The other 2 you can turn to the momentum pool, or you could use it to create a value of some description.
Ooh.
So you could create a trait. You could create a trait of some description, or you could use it to get an extra major action if you wanted to somehow.
No, I'm just thinking that the thing I do just has like an adverse effect and maybe pumps adrenaline through Reese and just gives him that sort of bit of extra oomph. Maybe
you'd have to catch up with Reese to do that.
Oh, okay. I'll put then the
let's address the how could you redirect the. You need to denature the stuff that is bonded to Reese's proteins, so that it doesn't recognize it. Either that, or you would need to increase the background level of ultraviolet so that Reese didn't stand out. If you had a big ultraviolet lamp, then everything would be ultraviolet and Reese wouldn't stand out.
We don't have an ultraviolet lamp, do we?
No, you don't.
No, I didn't think we did.
Flashlights that have an ultraviolet mode.
The thing is, I've got one of them as well. But there's an ultraviolet
You
light.
have a flashlight, you have a phaser.
Physically, I have an ultraviolet light.
Yeah, they sell them in the grocery stores around here.
Yeah. That's going to take a bit, though, isn't it, to actually to use the
Yeah, if
flashlight?
you-
But I have to catch up to Reese to do it. I don't know whether
If we
just
get-
take the
Could
easy
we
option and just put it in
modulate a
momentum.
Phaser to produce a lot of a lot of ultraviolet light.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
I said, could someone modulate a phaser to produce a blast of ultraviolet light?
That sounds like a reason security, because phasers are all security.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Give me a second.
It's also going to take a while. You're not going to be able to do it while running.
So difficulty 1 because we're trying to do this while running. Check.
Actually, no. I think the complication is going to increase. I think it's going to be complication 3 if you're trying to do it while running. You're far too likely to trip.
Security reason. I'll get there. Do I want to get any extra dice somehow? Can I? I'm gonna spend a point of momentum and buy an extra die.
Could I assist by handing Falev my Mark II phaser? Because that one has area.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll. Well, Rivera, why don't you roll yours first?
If we're running, could I roll fitness security to throw him the Type 2 phaser from the back?
Yes.
Like, Falev, catch! This one's better!
Yes.
Okay, do you want to make the roll for lobbying the phaser?
Yes. Can I use the focus of hand phasers, considering I'm lobbing a hand phaser?
Yes. You are very familiar with the weighting of a hand phaser.
Oh,
You're not that familiar with the weighting
No,
of
I'm
a
not
hand
that familiar with it. Normally I throw the phasers at the enemy.
Yeah, you've been training as a quarterback, and all that training as a quarterback, you expect something a little heavier.
Yeah.
Oh, that was close.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
I saw that hit a 20.
3 successes. Oh, 4.
4 successes.
Well, it said 4. I don't know why.
You'll have.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. You'll have 2 for the 1, 2 for the 2. And the 14 doesn't get any successes. Cool. Okay. You have managed to modify the phaser so that it will emit wide beam ultraviolet radiation.
Ultraviolet light.
It is also going to stun at the same time.
Nice.
Okay.
Flash the spookies.
Yeah, I'm gonna be flashing the
12 hours.
You went quiet halfway through.
See
I'm
if I
going
can
to.
get- You still there?
Yeah, we've got
I'm still here. Yep. Yep. Okay. Cool. You're going to. I didn't catch what you're doing.
Oh, I'm gonna try flashing the creatures that are chasing us with it.
Get them
Okay,
to fight
cool.
each other.
That's half the idea. So I'm thinking that's probably daring security.
That sounds like daring security to me.
Okay. My daring is not incredible, but you know, daring doing Starfleet officers.
Yes.
Okay.
You'll need to spend an action for the charge to get area effect.
Okay. So. Oh right. Yeah. Charging it takes an action.
Yep. I think it's a minor action though, isn't it?
Can't remember.
Well,
I don't have my book.
I think it's a minor action. Reference notes.
They're tiny, bro. They're even smaller than the Hibernians.
Or summary.
Yeah.
Charge. If you perform a prepare minor action before, okay, yeah, so it's a minor action. So your minor action is to charge, giving it the area effect.
I always
Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna zap them.
how do you think our character
Cool. Area effect allows you to affect everything in one zone, which is all of them.
1,000 kilogram
You know what? I'm gonna spend a point of threat to get.
carry multiple fish that have over 1,000 over multiple 1,000 kilograms of sugar, and still
By the way, when you succeed in an attack, additional targets in the same zone, which is all of them, may be hit by spending 1 momentum for each additional target.
we must be the strongest.
Okay.
So you have difficulty hitting them
Yeah,
all.
I'm gonna. Yeah.
However, I'm going to say that the groupings like that are actually one target.
Okay.
So potentially there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 targets potentially.
Oh boy. Well, I don't think I can get them all in one blast, but
Right there. Every single.
unless you guys seriously want me to buy extra dice with threat.
I don't know if that's worth it.
Every single flipping.
If you spend
I'm
both
gonna
momentum
buy
and
what
spend
I-
one threat, that might not be a bad idea.
Did you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
This is showing up on your sheet, Daddy.
Yeah, I figured out how to fix that.
So 2 momentum, 1 threat, that gives you an extra 2 dice.
Yeah. All right, so let's get let's steal a line from Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous.
Let's get dangerous.
Hang on, you should have had 4 dice, shouldn't you? You bought 2 extra dice, so roll 1 more.
Oh. Yeah. Hang on 1 second here.
Sheet, Daddy.
Oh yeah.
There's like a 1 in 4. What 200?
Oh, that didn't help.
Okay, so that's enough to hit 2 of them.
Yep.
Dangerous.
Okay, so they're stunned. Do they
Which
stop
which groups
chasing
are you hitting?
or do anything else?
Well, you better tell me which ones you hit first. You should be able to use
I would
the
probably aim for the first one, the 2 closest ones first.
these things, the big sort of
Yeah.
So the ones which look a bit
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones that look like they're ticks.
Yeah.
Okay, both of those go down.
Multiple high-end ones.
Okay.
Like one low. Still work.
These things over here do not go down, but they are confused by the ultraviolet light. And okay, I know you're not meant to use D12s in this, but I'm going to, and just use it as a clock. 1 o'clock. So they're heading
Towards us.
that way.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, well, if they're confused, I say we take the opportunity to leg it.
And this thing over here is going to leap at Lynch.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
No.
And I'm going to spend 3 threat.
Ooh. Oh my god, that's a lot of dice.
Yee.
Oh,
That's impressive.
It leaps forward, grabs
And it's all the ball like say we leave him for dead.
grabs Lynch's right leg and starts pulling it into the moor. And these things looked a bit like teeth, seem to be more like rollers than teeth as it starts dragging it in leg first. You can see that it is dripping that enzyme stuff that basically strips flesh.
Can I face it?
If you don't want to be taken out, by the way, that would be 5 stress.
That takes me out on the left.
What'd you do?
you only got 5
Thank-
stress.
Yes.
For some reason, yeah. I don't know why.
I'll be
That's
back
from last session. You had a night's
next
sleep, though, so you should be on full stress.
Okay. So that brings me back down to full then. That brings me back down to full.
Clicking.
Actually, wait, yeah, full. So I'm at full stress. Yeah, no, I think I'm just gonna phase it. Or should I try to get out? What do you guys think?
I don't know.
Up to you. There is the danger of phasering your own leg with your leg being in it, but
You know what? You said that, and I'm gonna try to get out instead.
your leg at the moment is sort of up to the knee. Actually, it's beyond the knee. It's
Okay. What do I roll to try to get out of the mouth then?
how are you trying to get out?
Daring
Are you trying to-
security.
I would say
Is this
daring
levering it
security.
open or just pulling the leg or?
I guess I'm just trying to give myself enough of a gap so that I can quickly take my leg out. Trying to
Okay, I can see this.
try it slightly.
I can see it's going horribly wrong. So I think the complication range on this is 2.
Okay.
And it's daring. Daring security, I think. No, fitness security. Fitness would make more sense.
Fitness security.
Could
same thing.
Missouri assist that? Because they are very big and strong, and they're a close combat specialist.
Tell me what they're doing.
If he's trying to get out, can Hisuri reach in with their claws and try and kind of create some room?
Yeah, okay. Hisuri could get injured
Okay.
if a complication comes up, though.
Yeah,
We
that's
can range
okay.
of 2.
Okay, in that case, from Hisuri, I want a fitness security roll with close combat as a focus.
That's okay. Fitness security. Hisuri is good at that, and they have that close quarters fighting focus.
Let's go.
1 die because it's an assist. Cool.
Nice.
Ace
Alright.
success. See,
Okay, 8 success. That's already pretty good.
it means you only need 1 success more.
That's Hisuri. This is angry and
What's the
starts
complication
showing.
range again? What's the range again?
Sorry?
3 or 2?
Range is 2, wasn't it? Definitely complication range.
2.
2, okay. So, okay. Okay, roll dice.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Oh my god, let's go.
You
Let's
yank
go.
your foot free and have 2 momentum, which you could use for something if you wanted to.
No, you know what? We'll save the momentum just in case. I feel we're going to need a lot of momentum. Something tells me.
My access to the momentum counter has vanished. Can anybody see the momentum counter? It's not on my screen.
No.
Oh, wait, what? It vanished from 3 to 0.
Oh, if you the sidebar, if you
I've moved the sidebar. It's not there.
I can see it. There's 5 threat and no momentum.
Can you
It
change
was,
it?
I think
I don't
2
know if
or 3
players are-
beforehand.
Yeah.
Brilliant. You can change it. Okay,
I
cool.
can change it, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Was it 3 years? No, we used to.
You can lie to me through the teeth now and tell me that there's no threat and things. Because I
No,
can't see it.
no, that's 5 threat. I used a lot of it against me.
Okay, you've pulled your You're leg free. Your uniform trouser is sort of melting in this enzyme stuff, and your boot is absolutely wrecked. But you've pulled your leg free. Right. That creature's acted. Shuri and Reese have acted. What are the other four of you doing?
I think I'm just gonna
Right.
book it. Really,
What did I miss?
Reese has nearly been eaten, but is not. I think I'm just gonna. I don't know. I think I being medical. I think I would actually run to Reese just to see if anything's going on. You know, if the maybe try and help get the boot off, get his boot and trousers off.
Okay.
So that it doesn't.
Being pantsless.
It's gonna end up.
I'm gonna have I'm gonna have a shirt and underwear and nothing else.
Yeah.
I took off my jacket, took off the pants. I'm like I'm barely clothed.
I don't get much of a show.
Cassie.
So yeah, I'm just helping taking off the boots and the trousers and.
Cool.
Actually, could I just take a tricorder, medical tricorder reading of that, of the bio goop being sort of magic, just for records.
It's a digestive enzyme of some description, but yes, you can definitely take a tricorder recording of it.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. It seems like Kennedy and Lincoln are the only two who haven't acted.
I'm going to have my... no, I threw my phaser at Flev, so I don't have my phaser anymore. I'm going to just stop.
Cassie, I'm still holding it.
I'm just going to start backing back with Bianchi, just to be able to protect her if one of these things lunges.
Okay. So one of these things we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. They are more scuttling than lunging, as far as you can see.
Should still be kind of moving. I think we need a long-term solution, guys. We can't have this place's immune system trying to eat one of us.
Cassie, what's Kennedy doing?
She passes her Type 1 phaser
to Lincoln Rivera?
Yep.
Oh, thank you.
Do you want to change your action in that case?
Yes. I want to sight on the big one that's furthest away from us.
This one?
Yep. And I want to dial the weapon up to stun and see what a phaser beam does to it. My hope is that because I'm quite far away, whatever's controlling these might not be able to link the fact that I've shot it with something.
Cool. Do you want to make a roll to hit?
Yes, I want to phaser something. I've been very good and restrained, and now I would like to shoot the things.
Control security.
Control security. Still
hand
got
phasers. You can use hand phasers. You can use small unit tactics. You can use survival. You can use close protection. You've got at least 4 focuses which work there.
It's almost like shooting things is what I... Oh no!
No.
Shooting things is not what you do.
I'm too used to the Type 2 phasers. I haven't put enough range time with the Type 1s yet.
Get your head in the game.
Yes, let's get my head in the game.
Okay. Well, they're still blinded. They're now scuttling this way because they can't quite figure out which way they're meant to be going. Apart from that thing, which is not one of them. Put that back. That's unconscious.
Well, the Type 2 phaser seems to work. We need to move away from these bulbs.
Be sure that there are no more of these.
Yeah. This thing is still thrashing around. In fact, it looks like it might go for Reese again.
Help. Help, Mark II. Electric Blue. Help.
But this time I've not got any momentum to spend or any threat to spend, so it's just 2 dice. Needs a 2 to hit.
Oh no!
Ah.
Ew. It
It's only
latches
the
onto
first
the leg. Doing 3 stress, or if you don't want to be taken out.
Well, I'm barely up, guys.
You can hear a sizzling noise as his trousers and boot are being slowly eaten away by the enzyme.
Alright, guys, I desperately need help again, please.
Hasuri, can Hasuri just try and murder this thing?
Yes.
Hasuri is an angry cat person.
Okay,
Yeah.
since I used my determination earlier, that did get us the momentum.
It did. But I think you've used on other stuff.
So, Husuri is using their combat, their daring security, with a focus of close quarter fighting.
Okay. Suri's got a blade. Are you using the blade to cut it open?
Oh, if Husuri has a blade, then they can use their bladed weapons focus and use their blade. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Complication range of 1. Or do you want to increase it?
Hang on. There's always a chance of stabbing the leg inside. So no, it's 2.
Complication range no 2. How much momentum do we have?
2.
It's back. It's back. It's back. It has returned. It's 2.
Could I? How much was it? Is it to buy an extra dice?
Just 1.
It's 1.
Just 1. Can I take 1 to buy an extra dice and try and murder this thing?
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
Perfect. Using focus, 3 dice, complication range 2. Go for it, crewman Hisuri. Murder the thing. Ooh, that looks like some good murdering.
Oh my
That looks
god.
Very nice.
Okay, so the
Angry
knife is
Kitty.
going to do 2 damage. You could spend 2 to increase the damage by 1 to make it 3 damage, or you can just shove 2 momentum into the pot.
Let's go out on the damage, because this thing's really dangerous.
Cool. Okay, that takes the thing out.
Hisuri's just like meow, stab. 2 different halves. Hisuri has lost their calm.
They have pulled an angry spot.
Okay, you've now got chance to sit down and figure out how to denature these these things attached to the proteins.
I want to actually ask the pilgrim leader guy, if someone falls in this digestive fluid, what do you guys do to combat it?
Oh,
if anyone accidentally falls in it.
Cool.
He starts telling you about the various plants that you would wrap their leg with in order to assist with healing.
Is there a ritual of purification, I think is what we're getting at.
Oh, rather than falling in the enzymes, you mean if people have this stuff attached to them?
Yeah, like, is there a ritual of biohazard containment?
Normally it is viewed as the will of the prime, and the person dies. But he does know that if they're immersed in the enzyme rivers, that will strip the outer layer of skin, and in the process take the denatured proteins in the skin with it.
Yeah, that's not ideal though.
No, it's not ideal when you're on 1 stress.
As we are visitors from another place, could we speak to this prime? and maybe see whether that's still the correct procedure.
The pilgrimage is to talk to the Prime.
Oh, excellent. I shall raise the issue of management then. We really should have brought Karen. Karen is better at speaking to people's managers.
Can I speak to the manager, please?
You know that
I'm sure
gentle
Karen
movement
still
today, you
uses
could see.
the
By the
word-
time this is over, that has definitely turned into a tornado. Although it's not a tornado that's moving, it's a tornado where the bottom point appears to be stationary.
Oh dear. Right, I think we need to get a move on. Bianchi and Sean, can you manage to get Lynch back up on their feet?
Someone can fireman carry him.
Yep. If you'll give me a hand, Nurse Bianchi.
Of course, Doc.
How many
All
changes
right,
of
so you
clothes did we
get
bring?
roll-
You didn't bring any
Well,
changes of clothes. You
so
traveled ultralight.
assist die.
We had the
What shall
chance.
the assist die be, Daddy?
We did think about it,
This
didn't we?
nurse one.
Yeah, but I need to know, like, is it medicine reason, medicine insight?
I would say then.
And then we're gonna reduce and I improvise in the poll. But I can use a focus.
What's
Interesting.
this for?
Yep.
Helping get Reese back up on it.
Oh, right, okay.
14!
Nice.
So that's that's one success. Excuse me
I'll
for a
show you
second.
the page.
Yay, he's back up,
All right,
hobbling, but
and
back up.
then- Yeah, well, let's see now. I actually have emergency medicine should be good for a focus here. Either that or triage, whichever one you want to call it.
I think emergency medicine.
And that will
better.
be huh?
I think emergency medicine probably fits better here.
And that will be all right. And then away we go.
Should technically use surface
Nice. That's 3 successes
Total 4.
by my count. So that's a total of 4 for Mr. Reese.
Cool. Let me just remind myself how. Okay, you can clear all your stress, but you do have a trait of. Let's go with burns.
Yeah, I'm gonna need. I said, I apologize to Mr. Reese. With a full med kit, I would be able to probably do some more about the burns.
It's fine considering the situation we're in. All right,
Yeah.
what's the next plan? We continue on the pilgrimage.
Continue on, but
I offer Reese the upper half of the uniform. I'm my spare uniform because I'm guessing that I'm hoping the top half of the original one survived my bath and the enzymes.
Okay.
Because she just stripped the lower half
Yeah, so you basically give him your spare jacket.
to tie around his waist, essentially. Yes.
Thank you. I can retain some dignity. Yeah. No, to be honest, dignity seems to have
like
not a lot of
back
wolf in a
with the
place like this.
Anything
Yeah.
for Starfleet? Hey, Commander?
Anything for Starfleet.
yeah, I think we
And
press on, but
Shrod
we
will hand Rivera back his Type 2 phaser.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, with bonus flashlight mode.
Yeah, I like this modification. That looks very useful.
Yep. It was.
think-
I thought I thought of it as the idea of throwing a flashbang in their face.
Yeah,
I don't
good
have
call.
any flashbangs, unfortunately.
Yes. All right.
We probably need to pick up the pace to a jog at the least, if Lynch can now
Yeah.
move.
Okay. By the time you arrive, Ahmed's telling you that you're getting closer to where you need to be, which is promising. And by the time you arrive in the valley, the air is getting noticeably thinner, and it has started to rain, which is causing Ahmed some confusion and concern. So
I don't
let
think
me
it
stick you.
rains much in here. Mm.
Right. Oh, another map where you can't see anything.
I can see it
Glenn
myself.
Roberts. Once again, floating in space.
Or is it just me again? There we go, Bianchi.
Supporting cast, security team, senior staff, first officer. He'll have a tail when he gets back.
Is Sylvie the cat or Lynch the first officer?
Oh,
Both
that's
of
a
them.
huge. That's a huge map, Declan. Jeez.
It is. So, I was using a Klingon for Klingon veteran for him. Right. So he points out down here.
Ah,
Apparently, that is where he normally goes for his pilgrimage. However, he has never seen these creatures wandering around the village, around the valley before. He has no idea what they are, or these.
okay.
I have no idea.
They are new to him, and he's not really sure what they are.
Well, that looks bad.
No,
Could
look
we-
very quick. So
could we-
those things, he's no idea what they are, and these things, he's no idea what they are.
Yeah.
The alien from Predator. Or the alien movie.
It's the alien, yeah. Well, it's the queen with that big thing.
That,
on
yeah,
her head.
that's a queen. Look at that head.
Yeah. It's a
Oh.
beast.
Assuming that
But
the enzyme is the and then you melt enzyme.
Yes, it's all around you. That there are rivers of it which seem to flow together here.
Could we cross?
The other thing you notice is all these rivers that flow together seem to flow into a mound. So just off the bottom of this map, there is a sort of mound where lots and lots of rivers converge and then disappear underground.
Could we leap across using the using that rock to the right of us? Can anyone else see the line I've drawn on the map?
I can indeed see your line, yes.
Could we take
Yes.
that route, and then that way we'd miss the ones there, and we'd just be able to come down with a climb there, is my thought.
Yeah.
I'm up for that.
Yep.
Well, how are we supposed to get to where we need to go? Yeah, I see. what you mean. Then we'd only have to fight these two.
So is Lincoln leading the way?
Uh,
I think so. Yeah.
Yes, but did we think to bring any ropes or anything?
No, your weight limit didn't really
No.
allow you to.
No.
Yeah.
Uh,
It was very minimal.
we're going to have to be really careful. How big a leap is that up to the first rock?
Do you mean to the top of the first rock, or do you mean to the side of the first rock?
To that one there.
It's not flat.
Oh, it's not flat. Bother.
Leaping to it is actually a relatively easy leap, but the drop down to the river there is a good sort of 4-foot drop down to the river, and if you did leap across, you'd be leaping to the side of the rock. It looks like there's things you could grip onto.
Okay, so that's going to be a tricky.
This
Could
looks a
we
much
get
easier rock to jump
There,
onto.
yeah. And then across that way. Okay, yeah, let's take that route then.
One at a time.
So we should throw our stuff across. So Hasuri and I should jump across, and then we throw bags and packs across, so that we're not leaping with heavy packs.
Makes sense.
Seems reasonable.
So yeah, if I can move.
I'm just going to ask for a roll from the trail breaker. Effectively, if you can manage it, you can help people across from the other side.
Cool. Who's going to be best for this? What's Hasuri's fitness?
You're probably going to be better than him because you've got survival as a focus, whereas he's good with phasers and bladed weapons and not much else. You actually know about things like climbing and stuff.
So I'm going to try and make that first leap.
That sounds sort of daring to me.
Yep.
It's security again. I'm very good at this.
Yep. Daring security. Using my survival focus. And then if I need to, I can use my survival as a team sport determination because that would seem to fit.
Yep.
But let's... Using focus, 2 dice. What's the complication range? It feels like it should be quite high if I'm going to risk falling into something.
The complication range for this is actually, it's a DC 0, and the complication range is standard.
Okay.
And for leaping to there. Unfortunately, the last jump is going to be much more difficult, so I try and build up some momentum on the first 2.
I mean, I only had 1 success.
That's okay. Do you want to take that as one momentum?
Yep.
Second jump is also DC 0.
Second jump also DC 0. Let's go for it. Same roll. Using a focus.
Oh,
that's much more like it.
So that's 2 momentum.
Excellent.
The last jump, this is kind of far, unfortunately. It is DC 2, and because it is kind of wet, the complication range is 3.
Cool. So Lincoln is going to take as much as a run back as he can, as much as a step back as he can, and is then just going to go for it. He's absolutely going to launch himself off.
Are you using any of the momentum before you roll? You may as well use some
yes,
of it.
I'm going to add 2. How much momentum do we have?
You've got 4 momentum, so you could spend 3 of it and get 2 dice extra.
Yes, I'd like to do that, I think. Will that get everyone across?
Yes.
Yeah.
Once you're across, I'll assume you can help others across.
Yeah, perfect. So
actually, before you make this roll, can you make an insight either medicine or security?
Inside security is better for me. Do any of my focuses apply? Maybe survival is a team sport.
Survival will work.
Ooh.
Oh.
So there was a complication, but there's also 2 successes.
Okay.
So I suppose whatever I notice that it's a real threat.
You notice, looking across, that some of the plants look a bit odd. In the grass, they're just quite low in the grass. They're just around there.
I am gonna... We're travelling light, aren't we? So we've got everything we need. What would I have with me? How long was this mission supposed to be?
48 hours.
48 hours, like...
So 2 days.
I mean, I've probably gone light enough that I probably don't even have, like, personal hygiene kit with me for just 48 hours because I need the extra weight with the phaser. I'm going to take off my jacket and I'm going to throw it across and see what happens when something lands on one of those plants.
Oh, cool. They suddenly... Okay, some of them, you can see, have got these visible. The minute it lands on them, they sort of iris apart and cover the jacket in little spores, ultraviolet spores.
Ah. And those are the spores that the immune system doesn't like.
And hang on. And some of these start appearing. Charge forward, grab the jacket, and rip it to shreds.
Okay. Oh, that's good to know.
Ominous.
Then.
And then, having done that, they disappear back into the bush.
I really could have
That's
done
not-
with them staying there. Blast. Yeah, no, I'm going to take the trousers off. I'm going to throw them, and then when the things appear, I'm going to stun them.
You got back to it, but how did you get back to it?
Yeah, okay, not much happens because all the spores were... They've already emptied their spore containers and they haven't had a chance to regenerate, so not much happens when you throw anything else at them.
Well, that tells us something useful then. Okay, so just in my underwear, I'm now going to make this jump, and then I can hopefully recover my trousers.
You could like throw them over the side of the cliff.
Pretty sure.
My character's going to keep her pants.
Yeah, trousers are pants. To a Brit, pants are underwear, so it's...
You are
There's
in your underwear.
So,
Linguistic confusion there.
sorry? So I'm going to do... Is it daring security to make the jump?
Yes.
And this one's
As I said, it is DC 2, and there is a complication range of 2.
Yeah, I'm going to buy the extra 2 dice. Complication range 2, using my focus. Oh, that's looking all right.
Fucking 2 successes.
2 successes. You just manage it. You sort of slip in the edge, but you grab the hold of this, slip sort of there, but grab hold of this rock to stop yourself falling back. And then pull yourself up onto the ledge. And you can indeed retrieve your trousers if you so wish.
Could I climb down to this plant and cut it apart so that I can grab something for people to hold on to when they jump?
Now you look down towards that plant, you can see that there are more of these around.
Okay.
In fact, there's lots of these right around the valley.
Let's wait. I'll help everyone get across, and then we need a way to upset those things without setting off the thingies. So is everyone...
there's only so many clothes you can get ripped apart.
Yeah. Is everyone else now able to move across? Now that I've kind of charted the way.
Yes. Yeah. Shall I just move everyone?
Yeah.
There.
So, as I'm sure you all saw, these spore things have a particular dislike to clothing items. There's quite a few of them. I can see them down there. Do we have something we can use to trigger them? Could we maybe...
Hey, Declan, this is going to sound random. Would my character have a seam ripper on her?
Probably not.
Probably not. I can't imagine. I mean, if you're on the ship, yes, maybe, but when you're traveling ultralight, probably not.
I mean, Hasuri has their claws, which might work the same way.
I'm going to turn to Hasuri and go, hey, can you do me a favor and disassemble my jacket?
Yes. Hasuri can quite happily disassemble your jacket.
I was about to say, do they have a scalpel?
You know, if you want to throw things, there's lots and lots of rocks around here.
Oh,
that's going to save on clothing.
That's true.
Never mind, I'm not tearing up my jacket.
I wish I'd thought about that before I sacrificed my jacket.
Do you want mine?
I mean, you wouldn't.
That's okay.
I don't know if you would have been able to reach a rock.
Okay, as a technique.
They're going gauging sizes for the Ultra between Bianchi and Rivera and going, no.
Yeah.
I'm like 6 foot tall.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting.
You keep thinking the character's my height.
As a technique, throw the rocks works pretty well. You quickly manage to clear these spores.
Yeah, my character utilizes her jacket as a bag for rocks.
Yeah.
It is cannibalized into a bag.
You need to, in addition to clearing the spores there's a load of them around there that you need to clear. This thing over here appears to be patrolling around and is not being guided by spores. But it pays you little attention, as if it might be territorial, possibly, but it doesn't seem to be too bothered by you. You have to clear spores there as well, and down there. But the technique you've discovered will quite happily get you to this rather strange structure at the bottom of the valley. Oh, it will, at least as far as there. What are you doing with these two that are wandering around in the open?
We have the
Rock.
stun. We have the adjusted phaser. So
As
The
you
ultraviolet.
as you go to stun them, Ahmed puts his hand on your hand. Calm. And he walks up to them. And they don't attack him.
okay.
Can I ask a good question? What does this structure we're walking towards seem to be made of?
It looks metallic. It's about 20 feet tall, and it has something on the top of it.
Okay. Okay, I didn't catch that. Say again.
It's about 20 foot tall. It looks metallic, and it has some sort of structure on the top of it.
Okay.
Is it lit up? Is there lights on it, or is it moving, rotating?
No,
anything like that?
it's a stationary steel or possibly steel tower. Okay, 20 feet's a bit short for a tower, but it's
Yeah.
It's tall enough.
Okay. Let's have a look at this.
cool. Let's do that after a break. So, what do you reckon? 15 minutes?
Sounds good. I can make a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Talking to the cat.
Okay, so as a group, you have arrived at the bottom of this obelisk-like thing. There is some sort of device on top of it. It's smooth around the outside. And there are these things, and there's more than I've got on the map, these things prowling around you. They look kind of vicious, but they're not attacking.
Okay. Step carefully, everyone.
Yep.
Mind the landmines.
You get the feeling that unless you're marked as a danger, that they're not paying any interest to you.
Hang
Yeah. Still
to Reese.
Still don't want to make eye contact with him.
Don't
That
act
raises an
like
interesting
prey,
question,
act like a predator.
because they have quite a few eyes to make contact with.
Wow.
Oh,
He looks like Jabberwock from the Alice in Wonderland movies.
Yeah.
Live action ones. Tell me I'm wrong.
So what does
actually, they put me in mind of a young lady I dated before your mother.
How so?
Just that same predatory grin, really.
Ahmed sits down.
The relationship end, Daddy.
Not well.
The knowledge preserver will speak to us at dusk, he says, sitting down.
How long
By
is
the way,
this?
if you wait until dusk, A, you'll miss your teleport off. So the transporter schedule is way before dusk. And B, there may be no oxygen left at dusk.
we need to tell him
I
to
think let's see what we can do.
To expedite that scheduling.
Yes. We've got a tricorder, an engineering officer, and we're Starfleet and thus ornery as hell. Let's see what we can do.
I'm going to walk up to the door and cop knock.
There is no door.
Okay,
It's smooth all around
please,
the.
I can.
Oh, it's
Is there a
smooth all the
door?
way.
It is smooth all the way around. You can knock on it, and not much happens.
Do we have to climb
I
on
do the
top?
tune for shaving a haircut.
What?
Gunk, 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 gunk.
Probably with Ahmed's staff, I would think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
but unfortunately, it has very little effect.
Um,
Someone else's turn. I've tried.
Okay, who's got the best engineering rating?
Me.
Mendel.
I think.
Not me.
No, not Mendel, will it? No, you're
Yeah, but Reese still has an engineering of 4.
Oh, yeah, way better than me. Yeah.
Ah, excellent. Yeah, go for that.
I think mine's like 2.
Mine's 2.
Yeah.
I think
I beat you. I got 1.
Surely somebody must have higher than 2.
I have 4.
Oh, okay.
Reese.
Yeah, the first officer's got 4.
So the first officer in his underwear, he's
No. I'm covered by half a jacket, and I still have my shirt. Let's get this correct.
Yeah.
my spare jacket tied around his waist.
You mentioned
Yeah.
that.
Brain farted, okay?
what values has he got? Has he got any or focus has he got that might work here? Lead
No, I
Starship
don't think-
Tactics Federation history, probably not.
No, I think this is a regular, I say, control engineering or reason engineering.
Can I just say that Reese's focuses are completely unsuited to leading a away team.
Other than leadership, yeah.
Leadership is the best one, but I think that only happened once. So
You will find a use for Federation history. It's got to be more useful than winter sports.
Hey, I'm desperate to get that in somewhere.
when it happens once,
Yeah.
war, you know what? That's
I'm gonna own it. You know.
We need a spy episode where you have to ski after the Romulan spy.
Yeah. And I'm gonna use all the momentum I have that I can, to get these dice.
You're gonna use all the threat that you can.
Yeah.
This is going to be, I think it's going to be an insight engineering roll.
Oh, okay.
And it's DC 1.
Right,
And
still
have
regular
you-
roll.
Hang on. You might potentially, let's have a look at Reese. Because we're nearing the end of the session. Could you use your determination? What is your value?
Compassion to strength, which does not make sense. No.
Yes.
No,
Awaken
but
Slippy.
that doesn't help here either.
I'll just roll regular. It's
a
fine.
joke.
I have faith that nothing bad will happen.
Yes.
Two successes. Okay. You can either spend your 1 success to get the success you need and spend the extra one for more information, or you can take a point of momentum.
I guess extra info would be better, right?
Mm.
I don't
Okay,
really know
cool.
what this is.
Okay, you notice that on the interior rim of this thing, the area of bioluminescence is moving in a circular fashion as daylight falls on different areas, or basically the area glows. And the thing on the top is slowly tracking it, presumably to work out when it's dusk. You also notice that at the other end of it there is a hollow projector, or the equivalent.
Can we use the UV phaser to see if we can speed it up? Use it like a big ultraviolet torch.
Cool. I think that's still engineering, but I think that's
that sounds
control
like an
engineering.
engineering thing. I will explain the idea to the first officer and then let him do the engineering bit.
Okay, I think the complication range here is 3 because you're using a phaser on an optical device. What could possibly go wrong?
Can we just use a standard Starfleet issue flash?
That's probably a better idea.
Can you have that with us?
Right, same, but the
Not
complication range is 1.
needs a phaser.
Guns.
Not everything needs to be phaser.
But I'm so good at hitting things with a hammer. Everything inevitably looks like a nail.
What? Okay.
But I have literally given somebody something to quit.
What did you say
Okay.
it was, Declan?
Control engineering.
Control engineering.
DC 1 and complication 1 if you're using a torch as opposed to a phaser.
Are you okay there, Nick?
Oh, I'm the one doing it. Oh, okay. I thought you were
Well, I
doing
presume
it. You made it sound like you were gonna do it. I was like, oh, okay.
No.
Entire party.
I would definitely fail at that. I've only got engineering of 1.
Engineering control.
Yep.
Okay. I was listening in and I was thinking that for some reason in my head I was like, oh yeah, Robert's the man for the something. Oh, 2 successes.
2 successes. Cool. Oh, okay, you move the torch round and the thing at the top tracks you as you move round until you get to the point where it thinks it's dusk. At which point a figure that looks a bit like Ahmed but is 20 foot tall appears there. I'll just do that so you can see where it is. Right in front of the structure. He is semi-translucent. You can just barely see the structure behind him. And he looks to where Ahmed is stood and says, "Archive interface online."
It's an archive.
It's Clippy.
Ahmed rapidly starts flipping through the book to the appropriate prayer and starts reading the archivist's prayer.
That was a hellish joke.
By the way, by the looks of it, the archivist's prayer is about 20 pages long.
Oh, nonsense that.
And highly religious, and doesn't appear to be having any impact at all on this holographic image.
Can we skip to the end of that?
Yeah, can I look at the book? Can I look at the prayer to see like what's the intent supposed to be?
You get a feeling that the only significant bit is the last 2 lines, which are along the lines of user access code, whatever, and access user interface. Everything before that, the 20 pages leading up to it, are highly religious, but probably have no impact.
Very liberal about
a lot of hyping up, and then the actual
It's just like my mother when she tells me a story. It's those, it's the last like 2 minutes that you need of the story. Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll just skip to the. If they're still in the middle of talking, I'll just go straight to the end.
Okay. How is this working? Are you pulling Ahmed's book off him, or
turn the page?
I'm just
because Ahmed is quite insistent that you're not turning the page. He's reading this thing.
Okay, how do we do this?
We need the last 2 lines. We don't need the rest of it.
You will anger the gods.
Hold on. If he's having to read it, he doesn't know it off by heart. So what you could do is distract him, and while he's looking away, flick a page.
That's genius. But who's going to distract him?
From our great popping adventure.
I don't know. Bianchi has got a load of rocks. You know.
I throw a couple of rocks a few feet away from us and see if he looks up.
Who's the best at distracting people here?
Stop! You'll anger the plants.
Oh crap! No, we don't want to anger the plants.
We're trying to. It's anger the gods or anger the plants. We're trying to
expedite the process.
We believe we know. This reminds us of a similar rite, and there were from where we are from, and there it was possible to. There was a lot of embellishment along the generations. Only certain portions were really potent.
That sounds like a reason command. Try to persuade him. You're using logic. That's definitely reason, and it's command. You're trying to persuade him something. So reason command.
Right.
You don't have any focuses which look appropriate.
Does anybody?
Can I spend momentum?
Yes, you can definitely spend momentum on this.
And I'll spy 1 die. Why not?
I don't think it's your focuses.
No.
I can do it. You cannot.
2 successes. Cool, that's precisely what you needed. Okay, you may have a look. But hand it back so I can complete the ritual and take no more than a few moments. The gods will be angry if we spend too long
Okay.
without completing
I
the
just
ritual.
flip,
looked
Sean,
at
you
the
need to flip.
last page. Read the last 2 lines.
Yeah, take photographs with your tricorder, so you've got the whole thing. Yeah.
Take a photograph of the tricorder.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. The figure
So what
looks
happens?
towards you. The figure looks towards you and asks you which functions you would like to access. The archive is available to you.
Query. Query. Damage control procedures.
Exterior damage control, I would say.
Exterior damage control procedures. That's about as engineering as much engineering as. Yeah.
The vessel appears to have sustained some damage.
Yes.
The vessel should self-repair. It will take approximately 12 years.
In 12 years, there's going to be
Oxygen
no
levels
air.
may fall quite low.
Yeah, no shit.
Yes.
Low enough, life cannot be sustained within the ship.
The cryocells will survive. Yes. Accessing standard procedures. Once the ship is repaired, additional biocells will be awoken to staff the ship and appropriately trained. The current crew, unfortunately, cannot be saved.
Harry, wait,
That's not
methods to expedite hull repair.
Okay, small display appears, displaying the appropriate reagents to trigger, or to accelerate repair processes. But it'll also tell you that will only speed things up by a factor of 3 or 4. We're still looking at years.
If we can slow down the ship, we might be able to patch the hole with a force field or something similar from the Oddity. Could we ask just how to do an emergency stop?
The maximum deceleration is 2G, in which case it will come to a rest in about 4 years.
Yeah, that's not helpful.
It's faster than the 38 years that it's currently going to take.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Did you think we were going to get this thing to a dead stop?
No, but it would have been nice.
Which of the ferrets is this, Andrew?
What? Sorry. Oh, sorry.
I asked which
What?
ferret that is.
Oh, that's Marty. That's Marty.
Hello, Marty.
Harvey?
Which is funny because ferrets are related to martins.
He's named after Marty McFly.
Ask if we can close off that section and evacuate somewhere else.
Query, query, isolation protocol for damaged hull section.
Evacuate that. Seal off that area and.
Could we evacuate that area? Couldn't we evacuate that area of sentience and then seal it off?
Apparently, there is a procedure for evacuating sentience to biocells if needs be. There are sufficient vacant biocells for all the crew if needs be.
Oh, let's do that then.
Yes.
I think that'd be best. Yes.
But wouldn't that put
Barry,
the
how
ship?
to initiate evacuation protocols.
Yeah, but wouldn't that put the ship at risk then if there's no one there to look after it?
If everyone's in bio, if everyone's in cryo, then we can initiate an emergency deceleration.
Or
And
we
then
can
this-
just leave for the moment the ship to fix itself.
We don't want to have to
Yeah.
come back here and tell it not to crash into the planet, though.
Well, priority one: solve the plan. Keep everyone from dying. Keep it from doing anything else insane. That's a later Starfleet problem.
You do get the feeling from the way this thing is describing the ship that they encourage it to do things rather than controlling it. That because it is a sentient in its own, sorry, because it is a creature in its own right, not sentient, it doesn't have a control system as such. It is a system of encouraging to do things.
It's a flying ecosystem, basically. You know those guys that seal up a jar and everything in it stays alive for 40 years?
Yeah,
See,
that's what
some
they've
of
done.
those. They have some of those at the Biosphere 2 up in Tucson.
Hmm. But yes, that's exactly what we're flying around in. And somebody popped a hole in it.
Time check. How long until
okay.
our beam out?
About 3 hours
Okay, plenty of time.
or 21
Query,
hours
how much
ship
air
time.
remaining in 3 hours?
Sorry, I didn't catch that, Cassie.
I want to create a system. How much air will be remaining in 3 hours?
It'll easily be breathable. There'll be about 80% of the original pressure.
So mountaintop air.
Yeah.
Okay, so our first priorities are evac everybody to the biocells. And
Yep.
then we can leave it for Starfleet to have as a problem later.
Well, yeah, I don't know about decelerating it or anything, but
From the
I
sounds of
don't
it,
know.
if it puts more energy into decelerating, it puts less energy into repairing.
Okay.
Yeah, let's leave that. They can figure out a better, with a little more time, I'm sure Starfleet can figure out a better way to get people on board.
Yeah, they're bound to have a dedicated science ship that could figure this out.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're a bunch of stabby medics.
Well, force contact squad. It's difficult for us to deal with all the necessary problems.
And it's
Okay.
30 years until it arrives, so that's enough time to design a specific vessel to do exactly this if needs be.
Yeah. A better transportation method would also be better, more consistent one.
All right.
So I guess we're gonna query how to initiate the evacuation to biocells.
Okay. Apparently, the standard process for doing that is to tell the various tribes when they come in to evacuate. They'll all do pilgrimages once a month. Their pilgrimages at dusk, and when they arrive, it will tell them to evacuate their people.
Also, there's no general alarm.
Typically, that'll take about a month to complete for the ship.
How to increase the ship?
You know what?
Huh?
Can you ask the ship if life will still be, possible for the inhabitants within a month?
No, definitely not.
Okay. Word of mouth then.
Word of
How long
mouth.
before air gets too bad? The question is how long before the air gets. Oh, it's a pity we can't just make a giant freaking hologram in the middle of.
Yeah. Can we make a giant freaking hologram?
Could we?
We've got a hologram
would be-
system. We
that
just
would
need to
be
make our monster grow.
You'd need to find some way of
Voyages from
boosting the
Captain and all
power
that, right?
and
Phasers.
I don't know if all of our phases are even enough.
There are more of these access points than there are tribes. They are spotted around the ship. So what you need to do is somehow get them all to transmit. It's a fairly big ship. I
That's
mean,
what we have an engineer for.
with it being like 100 kilometers long and
Yeah.
8 kilometers in
We don't have the
diameter,
time.
it's got a bigger surface area than West Yorkshire.
Yeah.
We
But
don't
there's a
have the
lot of
time,
these
but,
things.
we've got
Query.
3 hours.
Query. Emergency announcement protocols.
It's not going to be emergency announcement protocols, but it has got a set of protocols for arrival where it gives a standardized message to each village.
Ooh, what's the contents of that
Can
message?
we hijack that?
The contents of that message. Okay, the serial-like function things you saw on the outside are from what you can understand, one-use dropships, which will be used when it actually enters the system that it needs to go to, and each of those will, under their own power, head to the nearest planet. And the protocol is to tell each village to start heading to those things.
So that's going to be less useful.
So-
They're not going to have that much atmosphere.
Yeah, not to mention, I don't think they're going to be incredibly. They're not. They are definitely not built for bailing out at near light speed.
No, but you could overwrite that message potentially.
Yes. Yes, override that message. Use the same protocol.
Okay, anybody good at holographic messaging, maybe communication systems or imaging systems?
We totally should have brought Sven for this.
So, yeah, Sven or Rendell, who would have had imaging systems. Yeah.
Our grumpy Vulcan would have been so good at all of these things.
Yes.
I'm running out of wine.
No.
Yes,
I
Chief
mean,
Suven is currently confined to sick bay with 2 of Shran's assistants rubbernecking.
Yeah, he has a bad case of the
Where's
Vulcan
the
flu.
rubbernecking?
Well, they're whipping up a vaccine for for the crud that Suven managed to contract.
The closest thing I've got is cybernetics. And that's it.
That
I
doesn't
stab
help.
people and stitch them up. I'm no good here.
Apology.
You've all got engineering training and you have got form, momentum, and threat. You could actually use all your momentum,
Chance
boost
it.
it by 2 threat. That gives you 3 extra dice. You'd be rolling 5 dice. Throw in an assist from somebody, and that's 6 dice.
So,
Ask for assistance from the Klingons, and you can get an assist from the Klingon ship.
Oh, that's a good call.
How could the Klingons help us, though?
You could, I don't know, tell me.
Send us in a photon torpedo.
They have something we don't. They got a really powerful transmitter.
Yeah.
But the only reason they were able to
they got a
contact you is because there was a hole in the hull.
Yeah. Well, okay, so what we need them to do is blanket the ship with a transmission. That's really all we need to do is we need
access points to receive the transmission on the right frequency.
And we need to work. So basically, what we need to do is, and Shran is not the guy to do this because I've got engineering 1. So we need to figure out an override to transmit to all the access points, and then we need to have the Klingons bounce it around the inside of the hull.
Cool. Okay, they will do their very best. So you'll get an assist from the Klingon ship.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the terminal thing, the hologram, query, query transmission to all access points, access terminals.
Let's roll the assist for the Klingon ship. You never know, it might work. Number of dice. 1.
Are they helpful?
They tried to be.
They're Klingons.
They tried
They're
to be.
Klingons. Their idea of engineering is beating it with a bat left.
They did their
Okay,
best.
so who's going to do the roll?
Roll the
guess-
assist first. So who is assisting and how are you assisting?
Oh,
Oh, hang on. You're using all the momentum and 1 threat.
Yep.
Sorry, 2 threat. Okay.
so who's the main person rolling? Is it gonna be Reese?
Well,
I presume Reese is going to do the actual
Who's
thing. So
engineering?
it's who's assisting Reese and how.
I have. Sarah has the same engineering as me.
You could assist in some completely different
And
way.
I highly doubt that our K-Sham security friend has a higher
just
security than either me or Glenn.
I mean, as an example, if you volunteered to be the hologram or the image that was recorded, then you could potentially use presence and command to give a rousing speech as the hologram or whatever. So just because it's going to be engineering
Well,
to do the
he's
actual
busy-
task, this could be anything.
Well, that's a good. Yeah, I would not be the guy to do that. I have a presence, fate, and a command of 2.
Somebody must have presence and command.
I've got 8 in presence and 3 in command.
Yeah,
I'm same.
But I do have negotiation as a focus, so I could.
Oh, that would work. Yeah.
Would work.
Yeah, just sort of. Yeah.
So,
I can do that.
presence, command, and focus.
And focus. And how many dice?
1, it's an assist.
just
Oh,
one.
it's just an assist. Okay, cool.
It's the assist to the engineering roll.
Yay! There
Cool.
you go.
So you have 1 success straight off.
All right. Okay.
So who's making the actual engineering
s-
roll? You have a really good
uh,
recording of Dr. Glenn Roberts being very persuasive.
Control engineering.
Well,
Yep, and you're rolling 5 dice because you've spent the momentum and taken the threat.
Okay.
Could get a lot of successes here.
All right.
Complication range of 2.
Come on,
Oh, okay.
go for it, Nick. Go on.
All right. Let's see. Hope.
Oh, there's a lot of dice.
Oh.
Oh no!
Okay,
You
you
know, 5
have
successes.
And
you have
5
3 successes more than you needed. So I would recommend that you created a trait, something like, I don't know, not scared, not panicked, but something which suggests that they're efficiently acting. I don't know.
Like we are showing.
obedient.
Obedient. Yeah, they are obedient. And if Dr. Glenn Roberts pretended to be one of their gods, then they'll probably behave rather well.
It's the
we're
beard.
gonna get in so much trouble for this.
So they are heading to the bio things. You also have
That
an
just means
excess
more
momentum
papers
still.
to file.
Just pretending to be a god. Yeah.
Yeah. So throughout the ship, Dr. Glenn appears, gives his little speech, and they all start heading towards the cryo chambers, which they now know about. As their god appears in the villages as Dr. Glenn Roberts.
just as long as they don't build statues.
No, I don't want to be a statue.
Uh,
As long as it's not 10 meters tall.
Reaching out to the
Okay.
stars.
I am going to spend all that threat
No.
to create a trait for Reese Lynch.
Oh.
So many traits.
Of
For a little time.
Prime Directive Breaker,
Ooh.
which is something.
Prime Directive.
It's going to end up on the record somehow. Somebody might spot the tricorder recordings of what you were up to. He was in charge of the mission.
I'm just going off orders.
This is getting so much.
So that bought the trait and bought it up twice. So it'll be a Prime Directive Breaker 3.
So she
That's a court martial.
No, but it's an episode.
Oh.
Well, you've got to have a trial episode, a sort of Measure of a Man episode, or a,
Then yes.
Oh no! What was it? Drum. It's a drumhead.
it's a Drumhead episode, or a
Drumhead episode. Yeah.
I still prefer Measure of a Man as
Oh, yeah,
as
yeah,
trial
that's a
episodes
good
go.
one,
I think it's a
Were you planning to give us a court drama episode?
or Wolf in the Fold, of course, was the first trial episode with Scotty.
and there's
Oh, hang
then,
on,
of
was-
course there's let's see now. They put Spock on trial. That would have been the Menagerie.
Yep, or the Cage. Yeah, the Menagerie. Yeah,
School the Enterprise.
Yeah.
And then we had the original court martial episode titled Court
Court
Martial.
Martial. Yep,
And, then you have the
and
one
we had
from
Wolf in the Fold, where Scotty is tried for murder. Yeah, we've got to have a trial episode. So yeah, at
The
some
only one
point.
that didn't get tried, the only one of the senior staff that didn't get put on trial was McCoy.
Well, he did in Star Trek 6.
Huh?
Star Trek 6
Well,
he did.
no, yeah. I'm not
Come on,
counting
trials
that.
don't
That
count.
was Kangaroo Court.
Kangaroo Court
It was rigged.
against
Yeah.
him. Oh, don't forget the one that happened in Strange New Worlds.
You said that.
Sorry, brain
Yep.
fart.
But it's sort of part of the territory. We've got to have a trial episode. So
Suven's going to have so much fun defending people.
okay, you're not going to have a chance to get back to the village. So here would be a really good place to set up the transporter beacons.
Yeah.
We advise our friend the Elder to go home.
The hustle.
Go evacuate, buddy.
Okay.
We're
Do you
heading.
want to make a transporter roll for Mike Randell?
You know what? Yeah, why not?
Do we have any dice? Do we have any momentum?
You've got one momentum left.
Roll,
So you may as well use the one momentum for an extra die.
Yep.
Okay.
Can we
engineering
assist by
control?
setting up the transporter beacons here?
Sorry?
Can we assist by setting up the transporter beacons here?
You
Hey,
can indeed.
yeah.
Yep. No, that's a necessary requirement. If
Okay.
you don't set them up, it won't work.
No.
So
We
it
said
is
we
going to
were
be a
gonna make
control
very
engineering roll
informational
from
episode.
control engineering and a complication range of 4.
Oh
Complication
no!
range of 4. And you know what? Just because I'm gonna use
Use everything.
I'm gonna use
Everything.
my,
you've
you know
got.
what? I'm gonna use my determination
Yeah, go for it.
for the crew comes first as my value. I'm using
Cool. Yeah.
so I
Okay.
can re-roll if need be. I'm using it for re-roll, not using it for automatic success.
Okay, in that
Okay,
case, you don't
okay.
necessarily need to use it. You can use it after the roll if you need to.
Oh,
So.
okay, yeah, okay. I'm doing this is in case things go horribly bad.
Ooh. Yeah.
I wouldn't bother
Oh.
using it.
I'm not using it, I think. It's actually
You
pretty good.
smoothly and efficiently managed to bring all the crew back to the Odysseus with
You know what?
no
This is
problem.
why we left Mike at the ship. We left him on the ship, so this
So
could
we
happen. This is why we
arrived
left.
there, and half of us are missing clothing.
As warned by the engineer, by I've forgotten the engineer's name, Mel Henderson, transporting them off a high velocity ship, you suddenly got a lot of energy to dissipate, about 24 megatons worth of energy, which you dissipate through the shields. So the ship briefly glows
Like-
very, very brightly.
Wow.
and we are all going into Class 1 decontamination.
Ah, great. And then I'm going to go get my chemical burns trained.
Or is that the T pose?
Oh, no, that's easy.
Screw up down.
Have you been walking around all day with chemical burns on your legs?
We'll take care of it, don't worry.
Captain Cortash will contact the ship. So, over to the bridge crew. Suven, you are receiving a communication from the Klingon. Oh, hang on, no, you don't arrive. Yeah, you obviously
Yes,
arrived.
Suven
because
is
you picked them up,
Suven is ill.
Suven is ill. Yes. So, who on the bridge is actually receiving this? It's going to be Julia Williams, isn't it?
Yes.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's Leslie Adkins, because she's part of the comms team.
They keep having
What
to do
stuff?
important decisions.
Yeah, but it can't just be anyone who's on the. Yeah, Julia makes more sense. She'll be on the bridge.
Pretty sure the captain's on the bridge.
It could well be Leslie. She's part of the comms team. That would make perfect sense.
Well, but she could be off shift, so Julia can take it.
Oh, you have a
You're just telling the captain we're being hailed.
Cat, we're being hailed.
Yeah, put it through.
Captain Cortash stands there on his bridge. It's for some reason that you can't quite figure out. Like most Klingon ships, it appears to have a bridge which is red and slightly smoky. Captain, I am glad to hear that your crew are back.
Yeah, in one piece, which is great news. Where's the?
As we assisted with this mission, I would like. I insist that the Klingon Empire be included in any information, any discoveries from this magnificent vessel.
That is not up to me to say yes or no, but I will have to contact Starfleet on that. I also do have to have a debrief from my officers and see what information they did actually retrieve from that vessel. But what actually happened with the Orion ship?
Our sensor logs are. Our sensor suffered some damage in the ensuing event. Thankfully, we had our shields up. Otherwise, we could have been quite badly damaged. There was a rather large explosion as they impacted the outside, overwhelmed our sensors. In the moments leading up to it, we did detect a shuttle. We think they were trying to. We're not really sure what they were doing with the shuttle that close to the ship, but things clearly did not go well.
No, and I hope there wasn't any ill play from any external force, any ill play from any external parties involved in their destruction.
We didn't need to do very much for their destruction; they did it themselves.
I'll take your word for that.
Captain, my understanding is that you are a medical ship. Is that correct?
That is correct. May we be of some assistance to you?
We are tasked with heading to Baker's World. I wouldn't be surprised if I see you there.
Okay. What are you doing in what are you going there for?
Something medical, I believe. Tell the leader of your away team that I expect to drink from him. Perhaps an ale.
Okay. Certainly I will pass on that message.
Great. Well, Cortash out. It has been a pleasure speaking.
Thank you very much, Cortash. Yeah, that was interesting.
Cool.
Okay, I think I need a debrief. Definite debrief on that.
Okay. First of all, you have to learn the post-mission debrief face.
It's always exhaustion. It's always exhaustion.
The double
It's
face
never not
palm.
exhaustion.
My character has drawn her knees after her chest and has put her face in her knees.
Isn't this the era where you don't have
that's
a...
what the captain does when she's done listening to every stupid thing we did.
Isn't this the era where the first officer and the chief medical officer are meant to stand next to the captain on the bridge and have a witty comment?
We're a couple decades late for that one.
Yes.
Yeah, would the first officer like to get dressed before he reports for duty?
Okay, it's a little earlier than normal. Not a lot earlier, but a little earlier. I'm going to very quickly. Because fits, I'm going to go to the next time. So, next time on an all-new Star Trek Odysseus, Season 1, Episode 8, Chiraka's Call. The crew attends a ground-breaking multicultural medical conference only to find espionage, defection, and political intrigue lurk in the shadows.
Ooh.
So,
Oh, funsies.
It does sound fun.
I'm honestly excited for the awkward conversation me and Suzanne get to have.
Yay, awkward conversation.